one really interesting example is this notion of ghost shadow retail spaces that are out there, often in suburban locations, secondary kind of outpost locations, and how do you repurpose those? And then you look at the other, the other side of that equation, I guess you could say, in terms of where are people working, how are they working, what does remote work look like, what is failing in regards to remote work when people aren't getting together, when there's not community at the workplace, at least some of the time. And so you can conjure up some pretty interesting business plans around, hey, if we created a really excellent place to gather for people during the work week that is walkable or at minimally kind of short commute distance versus, everybody in suburban Chicago migrating to the CBD for work 5 days a week, you could see how this, what was traditionally a very gravitational hub model could become a hub and spoke model, where now there are lots of little centers of gravity that might serve as an office space for people on kind of a hoteling basis, a temporary basis, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days a week. And when you look at that segment of the office space demand, WeWork is kind of a crazy buzzword, right, at this point, but co-working spaces, flexible spaces have continued to gain market share. Through COVID, on the heels of COVID, it looks like there's kind of greenfield ahead there and room for more spaces to be really space as a service offering, right? More hospitality oriented, where you might not be there every day for 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday, but you can show up. It's a reliable place. There's a sense of community. There's soft seating, a lot of, collision space versus the traditional, perimeter privates and a cube farm on the interior of the building. So I think that that's one really interesting example of how some of the antiquated retail and otherwise space could be repurposed to working spaces for people in secondary and tertiary markets.